Hey gang, first I have something to address. Mr. Benson, grumpy old gentleman or not, that's my tagline, bud. But other than that, hashtag no fucks given. Alright, so Ian put a list up today, up on the grumpy old gentleman channel. Top 10 favorite films that have made $1 billion in the box office. And over 40, close to 50 films. You might as well say 50 because there's like 3 or 4 that are just on the cusp of a billion, but still not there. So we can't count them. But there's a lot of fucking garbage. What this means is movies that have made $1 billion is that tickets are too much money. That's exactly what that fucking means. And it is ridiculous, some of the films that are on here at $1 billion. Myself being a gigantic Star Wars fan, to look at that and see that there are 5 Star Wars films on that list, and none of them, barely any of them, be worth a shit. Okay, for the $1 billion list, when the rest of them aren't on there, just means that tickets are too expensive. And so let's get through my list real quick. No particular order except for number 1. I'll just start at the top. My number 1 pick for a film that's made $1 billion in the cinema is Jurassic Park. Always will be. Without doing inflation, Jurassic Park is definitely hands down the best name on this list. On the list on Wikipedia, where the info was gathered for me, because 1, I'm lazy, and 2, I don't give a fuck. So yeah, Jurassic Park, I remember vividly coming out, the day it came out, the weekend it came out, the month after it came out. I remember watching this movie so many times. I've talked about it endless times on YouTube. Just one of my best experiences in theater at all is the release of Jurassic Park, and still to this day, a film that came out in 1993 still looks so amazing and still just holds up so well and deserving of the $1 billion tag. Next, Dark Knight, of course, with Heath Ledger, most everybody's favorite Joker from the movies. I gotta say, he's, if not my favorite version, he's really damn close. Just such an amazing film, very worthy of the million. One of 2 Star Wars movies on my list, Phantom Menace, which I am a fan of, no matter, the hate that it does get. I do enjoy the prequel films. It does surprise me that it's $1 billion movie rather than any of the others. But it could have also, I don't know if they tied the money into this for the re-release when they brought it back out in theaters in 3D later on or not. So, but anyway, it's on there. Next, Rogue One, which is very deserving. Probably the best thing since the original trilogy for Star Wars. Such a great film. Titanic, gotta say, ever since the day it was released, I've enjoyed this film. I wasn't the biggest Leo fan back then, but as his career has progressed, I've watched him grow, and he's still really solid in this movie. And the movie itself held the $1 billion, or held the number 1 rank for fucking ever. 15 years, if I'm not wrong, because James Cameron only makes movies every 15 years. So it was in the other one took over. Uh, Endgame, which is the current leader. Um, just a fantastic superhero movie. I put it on here, and then now that I'm sitting here filming, I'm thinking, Infinity War should have went on here instead. I enjoy it more. More rewatchable for me, I think. But Endgame is very deserving of this, especially since tickets are apparently $200 a piece now or something. Skyfall, this is a fantastic Bond film. I do have to agree with Ian. If you watched his video first, talks about Casino Royale, and this one, it's really hard to decipher which one do I really like more. And it does flip-flop, but I got to give it, on this list, Skyfall definitely deserves a spot on here. Next up, The Joker. Definitely the newest movie on the list, I think. It is for me anyway. This is film of the year right here. This is a fucking phenomenal, not just it's a character study. It is just a 100% beautiful film. How about that? 5 stars, 100. Woohoo! Yeah, love it. $1 billion film, yes. If you're gonna charge that much for a ticket, you might as well pay this dude. Captain America: Civil War. It is not my favorite Marvel movie. It is my one of my favorites as far as a lot of people being in one movie. Let's put it like that. They're all the movies have multiple characters in it, but as far as the Marvel movies on this list, this is like top dog for me. My favorite Marvel movie still is Winter Soldier, and it's still really hard to beat that movie. Next, Aquaman. Jason Momoa. I'm a huge fan anyway, and I'm a huge Aquaman fan. I'm a DC fanboy, and yet another, if I'm going to see it on there, I might as well see superhero and Star Wars movies, right? This list might as well have been a Disney, except for the couple DC things on there. Disney has, like, out of 46, I think Disney had 40 movies on there on this $1 billion list. So, yay, you mouse. A couple things I looked at on there, and I was like, what the fuck? First off, Avatar. I know it's probably still in the theater somewhere. That's why, everybody's all over fucking Cameron's balls all the time. I don't think it's that great of a movie. Do I think it is deserving of the $1 billion tag? Yeah, it absolutely changed filmmaking, and that's what in my mind, that's what I would credit him more for than anything. Good storytelling, not so much. I just don't think that it's that good of a movie. Visually, it's fantastic. Inventing, different ways to do things, absolutely, it is fucking spectacular, and it has caused so much better movie making after it that, yeah, it is good, but I can't put it on my list just because I don't like the movie that well. But the one that really surprised the fuck out of me was Fast 7. Okay, the Fast and Furious movies. So immediately when I seen it on the list, I started laughing, and then I thought, oh, it's because Paul Walker died. That's probably why it's the one on the list. It's the only one. Now, if there was 3 or 4 of them on there, I'd like, no big deal. But it's because Paul Walker died. So you guys are some fucking gruesome motherfuckers that are just rewatching this movie because he died in it. Because that's the only reason these movies make so much money, is rewatchability. People go to the theater multiple times. That's why they're making so much movie. You go watch a movie, and then you go with your friends to watch it, and then you go with another group of friends to watch it, and it makes more money and more money. That means either every redneck in the entire world went and watched Fast 7, or everybody went to see it to pay tribute to Paul Walker, because the movie itself sucks. It's not a good movie. It is. I own all of them, and I enjoy them as far as like a popcorn, forget about it, action movie. Um, but it's by far very, very, very low on my list of these. And as they go on, they get farther down the list because of just the content in them. I mean, racing, Lamborghinis on ice, being chased by a submarine's cool and all, but you know, you better thank your lucky stars that tickets are like $400 a piece, because if not, you wouldn't be able to pay for these motherfuckers. I mean, just the story, changing the story alone so that you could use him on the back end of the screen, to end the movie, and probably cost a lot of money. So who knows what, just changing the whole storyline from killing him off to letting him retire, probably, you probably didn't even make that much money back on it. But anyway, those are the $1 billion movies. And once Ian had said something about this to me, I thought, man, that's a really good idea. And then I sat there and I thought, how many movies could have made $1 billion? There can't be that many movies on there. And then I looked at it and I was like, man, it's not hard to pick 10 movies out of these like 45, 46 movies. But maybe I should go and just do it for inflation. That way there's a lot more to choose from, do top grossing movies of all time. And then I thought, no, I'm too fucking lazy for that. Fuck that. So let's just do this top 10 right here. And so this is what you get. Top 10 films that have reached $1 billion in the theater. It's almost sad that there's 5 Star Wars films that have made $1 billion, knowing what films that are on there right now, because of the amount of money, the tickets. I think the closest thing that I would say, like, wow, really? Besides Jurassic Park, was the original Lion King, and it hadn't quite made $1 billion. It was just under $1 billion. It was on the list of, top 50 grosses. But still, it was kind of impressive that it was on there, being animated, and the new one's on there, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Why is this on there? It's like reprinted money. It's you should not even be on. Shouldn't be allowed on the list, even though you've made the money, just because you're just a reprint. You're not. I mean, I buy every movie in the fucking world, and I don't even own it. So there you go. The Lion King, live action, not live action. I don't even know what to call it. Just The Lion King, I guess. But it's your Lion King. It's not my Lion King. But anyway, there we are. Top 10 films that have broken $1 billion. Jurassic Park, baby. And watch it, Harry. Later.